Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're returning, hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be using these tips from CRAFTSXNINE 3XL Coffin No Secret. CRAFTSXNINE and ZULAY's tips are my favorite. These will be linked in the description box along with my code JEN. And I also am going to be putting everything in the description box that I have here today, like these gems from Amazon. So anything from Amazon, you can just click directly on the link. Anything from anywhere else, you can click directly on the link. You just might need to type in my code JEN for CRAFTSXNINE or for NOTPOLISH if you go there. But the Amazon items, you just go right there and get them if you see anything in the video that you like. I'm going to be piercing the nails, which is great fun to watch. I'm going to be using Spring Latte from NOTPOLISH. And I got inspo from this set from Johnny Nail Swag, which I'm putting in here. This brush you can get on Amazon. There's so many things you can get on Amazon that I kind of forgot about because I'll go to like a different, like the brand's website to get things. But I mean, even the glue is on Amazon. My Young Nails glue, my favorite stuff. Johnny Nail Swag, that is the name of the nail artist that I have. This set has been in my saved folder for probably a year. Whenever I'm scrolling through my Instagram saved folder, this catches my eye, and I don't know, for whatever reason, it's so beautiful. I didn't look at his bling placement at all. It was just the idea. The color, the shape, the matte, and the gold bling. That was what I wanted to do. I did do my best effort of like laying out what bling, like the bling design in those little trays like I showed you. But I did it much more elaborate than that, than what was in the tray. And also just different. Once I started going, I guess it just organically changed, is what I mean to say. So I'm going to talk a little bit about acrylic application in this video. When we get to the next nail, I'm going to talk about it more, but I want to know if you guys, this is the second voiceover I did. First of all, I did one earlier today, and I saved the video, and I was getting ready to upload it, and I was like, I kept stumbling over my words, and I wasn't saying things right, so I thought, you know what, I'll just do it over. So I'm going to try to explain what I mean here without really like twisting my tongue. Wow, it was bad. So I have an acrylic application video on my channel, which I don't really prefer. I winged it. I jumped on. I didn't do much of a voiceover. I was rambling. It was really long, and I made the points I wanted to make, but I just over-made the point. It was just, ugh. So I would really like to format it better and, kind of plan it and do it correctly. So let me know if you guys want to see that. So as far as beads go and how to get the right kind of bead, that would be in a different video, but strictly application, I want to mention, talk about something that I learned. Okay, so you know how when you're first learning how to lay acrylic, and you're watching nail techs, and then they tell you to place your first bead where the tip and the natural nail meet. I think that's true for the most part if you are learning to do a short or medium set, because you're going to place probably a medium bead right there, and you're going to blend that bead down, and you're good. It reaches your free edge. So yeah, that's where you put it. And then you're going to, typically you'll be doing, and while you're learning, a 3 bead method. So your next bead goes right above that, and the next bead is the apex, and you're done. 3 bead method. Maybe 4 if you need a little extra. Who cares how many beads there are? But the reason I think people say to put it there, it's your strength, it's where woo. But if you are working on long nails or full length nails like this, I just had to take this off because the angle was so awkward where my camera was. Anyway, I'm going to try not to interrupt myself with what's going on the screen. So if you're working on full length nails like this, your first bead that you place where the tip and the natural nail meet is most likely a medium bead. It's only going to go halfway down the nail. It's not going to go all the way to your free edge. You're not going to have one bead that goes all the way to the free edge, it's going to stop. You're going to lose the momentum. And then you're going to have to go backwards. You're going to have to put another bead under that and work your way up, which is going to make your nail uneven, which is going to cause you more filing. It's just going to put you behind. So I'm going to show you on the next nail how I do it. I'm sure you've seen me apply acrylic before, but I never really explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, so I'm going to show you on the next nail. But it took me a long time. Like, I would be doing long nails, and I would be doing what I just described to you, which is placing my bead right there where the nail and natural tip and the natural nail meet, and then being behind. Like I just said, my bead would run out halfway down the nail. I would not take my first bead all the way to the free edge like I would if it were a short nail, and I was just doing a short set. But I didn't think I could come outside that box, because, you know, they say that's your strength. That's where you got to put your first bead. No, if you're building your nail properly, if you're building the proper nail structure, it doesn't matter where you start. You can start at the top and do one bead all the way down, or it doesn't matter. But I just want you guys to know you don't have to keep that format. Like, it took me like a year of doing it like that and making basically a mess before I realized I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. So the next finger, I'm going to switch my brush and I'm going to be using a smaller brush. So I'm going to pick up a smaller bead. So instead of placing it higher up on the nail, I'm only going to place whatever bead I pick up. Even if it's huge, I'll place it up higher. But if it's this size, I'm only going to place it where on the nail where I know it will meet the free edge when I'm done blending it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move it away from the sides, smooth out the top of my bead and make it thin so that my next bead blends into it nicely and there's not a hump there. And I'm just going to keep moving it off the sides, keeping it off the sides until it's firm and in place. And then I can start using a little bit of pressure and, so to speak, blending it, wiping it up or down and keeping it in place. So I'm nowhere near where the tip meets the natural nail, and this is fine, and I'll show you why with my next bead. Now, my next bead is a little too dry, but the placement and the size of it is what I'm trying to get at here. Also, I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again, especially on a stiletto or a slim coffin like this one, when you're bringing your product to the top of the nail and keeping it off the sides, you really want to leave the slimmest little sliver of your tip showing through on your sidewall. And you'll see that while I'm doing my application here. So now this bead, I'm not going to place it up there either. I'm going to place it only where, it depends on how big my bead is that I have picked up each time where I'm placing it on the nail. But what's determining that is me knowing how far down I'm going to be able to take the size of the bead I picked up. So if I had placed this one up at the tip of the natural nail, or even higher, it would not come down and blend over the bead I just laid. It would not completely come down in one piece and make a seamless nail here. There would have, if I put it up higher, I would have had a really thin spot right around my free edge because it wouldn't have come all the way down. Hopefully I'm explaining that correctly. So your bead placement is determined by your bead size. If just that, I just never knew that. I never knew that I could place my starting bead as low as I wanted to on the nail. If I want to start off with a super little tiny bead, because that's what I'm comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with big beads yet. And I'm going to place it down as low as I need to so that I can bring it to the free edge and all in one piece. And this bead, it happens to be where the tip and the natural nail meet, but that's just because that's where I'm at in my application. And the strength, and that being my breakable spot and my apex and all of that, doesn't matter, because while I'm building this nail as I go, naturally my shape and form will be there if I build my nail correctly. And my filing is going to be so minimal. You'll see, you can see by the index finger, and of course when I'm done, that I just need to basically finish file. I don't need to really do shaping or debulking or removal. There won't be any lumps or bumps or unevenness. I call it a roller coaster nail, where you look at it from the side and there's like all different levels. That won't happen if you do this. So hopefully that helps anybody that might be struggling with that. If you guys have heard me say it before, I'm sorry. I do repeat myself because I do have new subscribers, and welcome to all of you guys. I'm going to do the same thing on this other nail. Whatever bead I pick up, I just automatically know where to place it on the nail because I know how far I'm going to be able to pull it down. And that happens to be here. I'm going to manipulate it and keep it in place and keep it where I want it until it is the firmness that I like. When I start feeling it firm up, then I know I can manipulate and start dragging and pulling it to its furthest extent. But I'm not ever going to separate it to where it's really thin in one area, except the top. I want it thin on the top. But if I had placed this at the tip meets the natural nail, it would have only come down in one piece, this inch or so here. So then I would have had an empty free edge, and then now what? You see? And I used to struggle with that. So hopefully this kind of gives you permission that you do not have to build your nail that way if you're struggling on a long nail using larger beads. And as we go here, you'll see how you can kind of see a little bit of my sidewall showing through on the very edge of my tip. And I used to watch other creators, like more experienced creators, and I would think, yeah, your application's so good, your nails are so good, but that's because you don't even have acrylic on your sides. Like, what are you doing? Like, here's me. Once the nail is dry, I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to see where it needs acrylic. And of course, it's going to need acrylic right here because I didn't start there. I don't have, like, my apex or my core of my nail yet. So once they're dry, I always go back and give my nail its structure. And I keep that bead in one piece. I blend it out to where it's still meeting my free edge, if you noticed that. This bead was a little bigger, so I did place it up higher, etc., so on. But when you, back to the free edge thing, leave a tiny bit of sliver of your clear tip showing through on your sidewall. Once you go to file your nail, that little bit will come off, and what will you be left with? You'll be left with an exactly perfectly shaped, slim sidewall. And again, much, much less filing. So I'll let you guys watch until I get to where I changed angles, and then I'm going to talk about that when we get there. Also, I forgot to go back to the point I was trying to make when I would watch more experienced creators leaving their nails where it looked to me that like they were unfinished, like they had no product on their sidewalls, and I'd be like, yeah, the reason you're getting this shape is because you don't have any acrylic there. Like, why aren't you covering the whole nail? Like, you're cheating. Like, I would have that idea like in my head because I would lob the acrylic over my sidewalls. Like, that has to be covered, you know. Then I'd end up with this nail I just couldn't fix, you know. But it's because they were right. If you watch some of the application of people nail techs on Instagram, YouTube, anywhere, who have just a fierce shape where their nails are just, oh my gosh, they're not putting any acrylic there at all. They keep it away from there. And yeah, and they say that too. Keep your product off the sides. Keep your acrylic off the sides. I'm pulling my acrylic away from the sides. And you're doing it with your brush, like when you're learning, you're teaching yourself, but your beads might be wet. And so you just can't keep it all the way off of there. Or you think, oh, well, I'll file. You know, it's just a little bit wide, but yeah, I'll file. But you never really get back there, even no matter how much you file, because you file too much on one side, just barely by a little bit, and then you have to stop. And so you kind of overcompensate and don't want to file the other side, and you have a crooked nail. And I've done it all. I've been in all those situations and made all of those mistakes. And really, the easiest, they were right all along. They, meaning any creator I ever saw that didn't have acrylic there. And I'm talking about, I think I said free edge earlier, I'm talking about side walls. You should be able to see the thinnest line of your tip peeking through where you have no acrylic on the very, very line of your sidewall. I have said that in other videos again, but if you're new or if you didn't see those videos, I hope this helps you. If you heard me say it before, I'm sorry. I'll jump back. I know I'm so annoying. the other part of my point is you won't have an ugly nail, or it won't look like you don't have acrylic on that part of the nail, because the minute you take your file to that area, since you've just left such a slim little bit, that's what you're going to file off, is that bit of tip, which, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, is just going to leave your shape fire. Try it. Okay, so I got this new camera stand. I was watching a creator, and I was thinking, how does she get so close? How does she get those angles? And then she kind of panned back and showed her nail room, because she was doing a, come to work with me, however many clients she had that day. And she does Gel X, so it wasn't even an acrylic application I was watching, but her angles and her shots, her filming was so good. And I was like, what kind of, she's not using an Archon mount, that's way low on her table, etc. So I saw what kind of phone stand she had, and it's literally just a phone stand that you would hand your client so that your client could hands-free watch their phone while they're getting their nails done. And she just turned it around and uses it to record, and I was like, whoa, kind of blew my mind. Like, wait a minute, I didn't have to have any kind of mount or clasp or anything this whole time. But yeah, it's only for a side angle. But once I recorded, so I just this is the first time I've done it, I decided, well, let me see what that angle looks like. I thought it looked really good, it looked really clear, and what I learned from recording this way and watching it back was I think this helps show, because there's liquid to powder ratio, there's application, so there's how to pick up and make a bead, there's how to apply a bead, but there's also this whole other realm here where you get this other angle where you can see it, actually, this is in real time, by the way, if I haven't said that. The only part I sped up is the last half of the bling, because that got tedious. But for the most part, this is all in real time. Application is 100% in real time. You guys can see, or I can see, we can see, whatever, where I'm patting the bead and what kind of pressure I'm using. And it was just cool to me. So I want to know from you guys if this was, okay, and here's another thing. I've mentioned this before. I get super motion sick. I'm weird motion sick. If I'm in the passenger seat and someone puts the car in reverse and I'm looking down, it takes me 5 minutes to not be sick. Severely motion handicapped, or however you want to call that. So I wondered if watching from this angle would make me dizzy or sick or nauseous or something. So I completely understand if anyone says, yeah, I can't watch it like this. I get that. So, but please in the comments, let me know if you'd like to see more of this, just for learning purposes, if this helped you guys at all. And what else was I going to say? Hold on. Oh yeah, specifically Taub Beauty, and specifically V Nailed It. By the way, this is a Vita Bella hand in the shade V3 from V Nailed It. Excellent. Excellent, most realistic, fabulous, fantastic practice hand I've ever had. I've had 3 or 4, including Red Iguana. This is a great hand. Anyway, and I used to wonder, not just how they'd get their beads, but you see here where the bead is kind of staying where I want it, but then when I want to, I just push my brush on it, let me show you what I mean. Boom, right here, and it just blends down and melts. I'm how do they do that? Because when I am letting a bead rest on my nail and I'm tapping it from the sides and bringing it up and moving it around and blending the top, by the time I'm done with that, I cannot just press my brush into it and it feather and melt down the nail. It's too hard, or it's too runny and I'm trying to keep it up. I could not figure out how they got that consistency. So I've learned that now, and I can do that, and it's literally like magic. I'll see myself doing it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got it. So you guys let me know if you do want another application video. I think I'll do it, and I was considering doing it live so you guys could ask questions, but I've never done a live before, so I have to get another device or another phone, which I do have, to look at the comments and answer. I just feel like it would be such a mess, but I have to try. If I'm trying to work and look at the comments and all that, but everyone does it, so I just stop kind of being afraid. So let me know, you guys, if you would prefer. So number one, do you like this angle? Number two, whenever I decide to do the application video again, to redo it, should I do it live so I can help answer questions for you guys? Or should I just go live randomly any other time? Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna let you finish watching this. I'll jump back on if I see anything I need to say. Oh, yeah. Here, I wanted to show you guys. I've said this so many times before about not polish, but right here, I'm gonna smash the cuticle, because you see how, yep. I was not noticing where my thumb was, and so I'm smashing my cuticle bead. But I've said this about not polish before. I placed that cuticle bead quite a while ago, so there's no way I should be able to blend it here. And then the reverse of that, if this bead was still that wet, why wasn't it running? That is what I love about this acrylic, is if you look up and see you made a mistake, you can just add a little monomer and blend it out, where it shouldn't be able to be blended anymore because you're done with it. It's been sitting there. On the other side of that, it doesn't take forever to dry. It's magic, I swear. And I'm not just saying that. I don't know. It's just super cool. Anyway, I got way too much stuff in my brush. That's why I keep changing brushes. It was all the wiping I was doing to just keep these nails trim. But I think I do smash this cuticle area 3 times. So I'll let you guys watch. I'll be right back. Alright, so we're coming to the end of the application here, and I didn't show you guys any filing. I just went outside and hand filed the nails one by one off of the hand. And I usually say that when I use my practice hand, but I don't show it. So I did take you guys outside with me and show you filing on on one nail, and I did do it in real time. And the only other filing I did that I didn't show on camera was I took my e-file to the very free edge to thin it out, like I always do in my videos. Even on clients, I'll go underneath the free edge and thin the nail out. Thin the nail out, like everyone does, to crisp up the free edge. These files I got from Amazon. They're 80/80, and you can see as I'm going here, they're super sturdy. I really like these files, and they're not like hugely expensive either. The other thing I wanted to mention was what? Huge kudos to, I'm going to give huge kudos to two different things in this set here. One, people like V. I don't care what method you use to adhere your nails into a practice hand. Like if you use V's method of like the double-sided tape, woo, yeah, they stay in there nice and firm. Good luck getting them out to change your set though. That's gonna rip up. Like, yeah, the first time I ever did that is when I damaged my hand, and I've never damaged it since then. They're really made me mad, so I never tried that again. I know there's a way to not do it. I'm sure I did it wrong, but my point is, it's so different than doing your own hand, meaning filing and shaping. Let me back up. Leaving the nails on the practice hand and doing all of your filing and shaping with the nails still on the practice hand, whether they are on there loosely or adhered to all holy hell, is not the same as doing a client, is not the same as doing your own self. The angles are so awkward. The way you have to hold the fingers, even if they bend, even if they're posable, it's just crazy awkward. And no matter how many times I try it, even if I'm trying like, okay, I'm gonna really do it this time because I want to show this part of my filing, or I have this tip to teach someone. No, I have to take them off. It's just flat out the way it is. So whenever I am using my practice hand in a video, I will be taking the nails off, just so you know. And I'm going to show you two of them that I did. I'm going to show you the free edge, and I took it inside, and like I said, thinned that out. Then we are going to get into the piercing. So you guys will see in the description box, if you go there, and if you are interested, what things are in the description box. But so far it's been like the bling, the files, Young Nails glue, the Kiara Sky, anything Kiara Sky that I used here, like the brushes, Monomer, and this nail piercing kit will be in there. So this little device is super sharp, super handy. I would much rather use this than an e-file, because the e-file is not as controllable. It's more powerful. It's easier for the nail to slip out of your grasp and for your hole to not be exactly where you want it. But this is super duper precise, super duper sharp. And if it were up to me, I would put 1 or 2 piercings or 5 or 10 piercings in every nail set I did. I love the way it looks. And I wanted to do 2 here. But the reason why I don't, the reason why I've never seen it on my channel, is it's just fumble fingers. It's just hard to do. And I think after doing this, because I haven't done it in about 2 years, I remembered after this, you just need to bore the holes out just a little bit bigger, and then it becomes way more simple. So I should have done that, but I didn't think of it till afterwards, because at the time I was just in the moment. And here I was making the hole a little bigger, but I just didn't want to ruin anything. So I was trying to be gentle. Now, there is a tool that comes with this kit that when I got this kit, I thought, this right here, this ring, I thought, oh, what's this? Look, they gave me a ring for my practice hand. It's so cute. It's ugly. It's not a ring. I looked back on the website. This, again, was 2 years ago. I looked back on Amazon to be like, what is that thing? And then I also watched a tutorial on piercing. And lo and behold, that thing is to like separate out. Basically, if you use it correctly, if you watch the tutorial that Amazon gives you in buying this kit, you know how you can watch the little videos on Amazon of what product you're buying? That thing is supposed to help you thread the, I'm going to call it earring, hoop, whatever it is, in the nail. It actually makes quick work of it. But I didn't want to stop recording the video to go to Amazon to watch the video. And it's been 2 years since I used that thing. So I just put it down and fumbled through it. So I'll jump back on once the piercing is actually in. All right, success. All right. So I'm also going to use this fast dry spray. This is the first time I just bought some of this ZULAY's bling adhesive. I ordered 2 of her bling scoops, one of the TikTok ones of mixed colors and one just silver that wasn't on TikTok, just a bling scoop on her page. This is some nail chain I got from Amazon. I'll show you the whole kit in a minute, also linked in the description box. And I at first thought I was going to use this chain to kind of outline the nails because Johnny Nail Swag did have a thin gold glitter outline on the edge of all of these nails, and I do have that same gold glitter from Not Polish, but I didn't want to do that. I don't know why. I didn't want to copy him like 100%, first of all. So again, I did not look at his bling arrangement. I just did it myself, but I just didn't want to outline the nails. It would just be too exact, so I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit my own, you know. And so I thought this would be a cute idea. I'm like, oh, I'll outline them in a chain or in the beads, you know. But no, that was, once I pulled it out, I was like, I think I'm going to do this. So I wasn't really sure when this set was done if this nail even matched, but who cares? I mean, I thought the set looked great. But I would like to know your guys' opinion. Should I have done a full bling nail on the pinky too and not done this chain? Let me know what you think. I asked someone else, but they never answered me. So I don't know if they didn't see my message or if they really just didn't like it and they didn't want to like be rude, so they didn't answer me. The second piece of chain was harder because the nail was thinner and like gravity, you know. But I did use the fast dry spray because I was unsure of ZULAY's bling adhesive. I had never worked with it before, but it was definitely drying really fast, but I wasn't sure if it was just drying the one spot in place or if, like, you know, I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but usually I'm working with her cluster gel, that little pot in the back, and it's gel that doesn't, it doesn't let your product move. It doesn't let your gems move unless they're like really heavy, but you have to cure it for it to be done, so you have plenty of time to move whatever around. This stuff is like concrete. The bling adhesive, the stuff in the bottle, if you guys don't have this, first of all, go get it. Second of all, be careful. It is like everything I've ever heard about this product is 100% true. Just wow. But like when I watch Ta Beauty or ZULAY, about especially placing bling and using this glue, tell you what, they are pros. Because of course I know how to do bling. I've done bling before. I've done full nail bling, and I've done oh, there's that bead and or chain little kit. I've done Frenchy bling, you know, whatever. The cuticle outline, but I've never used it. You have got to be fast and precise and do not make any mistakes. Okay, I'm here to tell you, because this will dry and you are moving nothing. Okay, this one I put on crooked and it started drying, and again, I know I was working with air dry stuff and I knew it was going to be quick, but I'm still used to working with the cluster gel, so I thought I might have just like a little one more second than I did, so I had to leave this one on crooked, but this is the only one that was on crooked. Another thing I learned, anyway, let me go back. Kudos to ZULAY and Ta and people I see who are using this bling adhesive and just bloop, 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 placing their bling. No, it's not that easy. And the other thing I learned was when you are taking videos or still photos of nails that you do, I don't know if I want to say full bling, but a line of bling that goes down the center of the nail like this, whether it's slim or trim or wide or filled out or bulky or not. Glued my glove to the nail, yep. Every nail. Okay, so when I was taking my final pictures, if I had my camera aimed on the pinky and the ring finger because I was coming from that angle to get a shot of those fingers, the index and middle finger, all the bling looked like it was placed completely wonky and crooked, and vice versa. If I was coming in from the index area, the other side. So it's really hard, even straight on, to get the bling on all 4, or in this case 4 fingers, to look like it was actually straight. It looks crooked if you're at it from an angle at all, and you have to take it from angles. Oh my gosh. So I'll let you guys watch this bling placement. I'll jump back on if I have anything else to say. Oh, I do want to say here, the charm bling that I put at the top of the index finger, the first one I laid, that is from Drea. The one I'm laying right now is from my ZULAY's Bling Scoop. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous piece of crystal. Those bling scoops are worth it. 20 bucks, and the stuff you get is so unique, such good quality. 100% recommend. And the rest of the gems, every single other gem besides those two, are from the Amazon kit, which I think was like 10 bucks. Actually, really good quality. I mean, they shined up with alcohol. They looked great. I mean, they're not Blue Streak crystals, but it's a practice hand, you know, it's content. I've never bought Blue Streak crystals because none of my clients want bling. They just don't, they won't. I can't get anybody to use it, so it's only on throwaway sets that I ever use bling, so I'm not buying Blue Streak. I'm just not doing it. Let's see, what else? Oh, okay. So don't forget, you guys, in the comments, because we're getting close to the end, don't forget, in the comments, I want to know if you like that angle, if you want more of it, what kind of things are you struggling with? So when I make the application video, what do I need to focus on for you guys? And do you want me to go live for that? And if not for that, do you want me to go live at all? Are you guys craving the rest of my chisel swatches? What do you guys want to see next? Let me know, let me know. Also, the next set I do, I'm really craving doing it on my own hand. So I think this is the last practice hand for now. I don't know if I get a chance to get my nail room next week, and maybe I've just done my nails and I don't want to take the product off. You might see the practice hand again. That's the reason I'm using this, by the way, is because I had just done my nails the last 2 times. So I'm taking alcohol. I'm going to shine up the nails. I use some matte top coat. I'm going to put the nails back in the practice hand. After I wash it and clean it, I'm going to use a tiny bit of cuticle oil, take my final pictures, and I'm done. And again, everything's in the description box for you guys if you're interested. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to take off. I'll talk to you guys next time. See you later. Thanks for watching. Bye. That's totally not my outro. I usually say thank you guys for being here, or thank you guys for watching, one of those, and then I'll say see you guys next time. Bye.